Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remembered so you don't have to. God damn it, Robin Williams! Why do you keep showing up here? Don't you know I'm running out of jokes? I mean, how many times can I say the same thing? You look like you're searching for an Oscar. We know you can act, so why don't you pick movies that let you? Your improvs are funny, but not needed in every single movie you do. And what's this? A movie where he plays a 10-year-old trapped in a man's body? Sheesh, I'm running out of stuff, guys. I mean, what can I say about a bad Robin Williams movie that I can't say about all the other bad Robin Williams movies? I mean, who am I supposed to make fun of? The director? Hello, new target practice. Yeah, that's right. One of the most influential directors of all time, Francis Ford Coppola, directed this. Can you believe it? It doesn't even sound real. Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather, directed a movie where Robin Williams is a 10-year-old in a man's body. Unless this is some sort of symbolic biography, this is obviously going to fail. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's like Alfred Hitchcock directing Rainbow Bright, or Stanley Kubrick directing Happy Gilmore, or Martin Scorsese directing Hugo. Okay, that was awesome. But you get the idea. You never would have guessed this guy would do anything like this in a million years. You broke my heart, Ford! You broke my heart! So, let's not waste any time. Let's take a look at Francis Ford Coppola's Jack.
I believe in America.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Wacky Halloween Party! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! So we see an expecting mother, played by Diane Lane, dressed up as Helena Bonham Carter, I think. And it turns out her baby is coming out much earlier than expected. Several months earlier, actually.
Too early for contractions.
Doc, what's going on?
It's really important that you relax and
She's fully dilated.
It's gonna be all right.
Too soon. One more time.
One more deep breath. One more deep breath.
We will bring this forced comedic plot point into the world! So they try to figure out what made him come out so fast, and it turns out he has a hyper-rare condition most likely caused by bad screenwriting.
Jack's cells are replicating at an unheard of rate.
Is he gonna age like this the rest of his life?
At age 1, your son may be physically around age 4. And if this continues throughout his life, by the time he reaches age 10, well, he could
Appear to be an ordinary, full-grown, 40-year-old man.
God, this explains Carlos Mencia so well. Cut to a mere 10 years later. Yeah, because I'm sure nothing interesting happened in that amount of time. No reporters, no news stories, no TMZ stalkers. Where we see Jack is now 10, but looks like he's about 40. So he stays at home being taught by his teacher, Bill Cosby, who thinks it's time for him to start going to public school.
I don't think he can fit in. I wish he could.
But nobody said it would be easy.
I appreciate what you're trying to do. But Brian and I, we've seen how people react. We've been through this before. I just don't want Jack to have to face that.
We don't want to ruin his world of posing for posters and emotional TV ads. I know the Oscar crowd is too smart for this manipulation, but we can still try for an Emmy. We can still try for an Emmy! As the parents think about whether or not he should go to public school, Jack seems to be having a bad dream.
You okay, honey? Something wrong?
Oh, I'm okay. Just can't sleep. I had a scary dream. Can I sleep in here?
Yeah, of course, buddy.
Okay, now here's the major problem with the movie. Jack is not being played like a 10-year-old. He's being played like a kindergartner. And there's a huge difference. Really think back to that age. Did most 10-year-old boys sleep with a doll or wear silly pajamas? Or sleep in an adult's bed because they had a bad dream? I mean, look at the other 10-year-olds in this movie. Would you imagine any of these kids sleeping in the bed with an adult? Most stories I hear about 10-year-olds usually sleeping in adults' beds end up in incarceration.
It's the rest of the world I'm worried about.
Another good example is when the parents decide that he should start public school. Look at this introduction.
How would you like to see your classroom? Yes?
Yes.
A little louder.
Yes.
A little louder, Jack.
Okay, maybe the kid with severe Tourette's syndrome would respond that way, but this is not the normal response for a 10-year-old. Could you imagine Harry Potter reacting this way at age 10?
Mr. Potter.
But things are looking up when he discovers that his teacher is Jennifer Lopez. Actually, I imagine a lot of things would be going up as soon as he discovered that.
All right, I know some of you must be curious about Jack, so why don't we just take some time right now and ask him some of the questions that you've got on your minds? Come on, since when is this group shy? All right, fine, I've got plenty of questions. Oh, what kind of foods do you just hate?
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Makes you fart.
Don't you love the kid's reaction to that?
Broccoli.
Broccoli.
Makes you fart.
I do not approve of this broccoli line. We are here to learn.
Why don't you go sit down and we'll get started, okay?
We see him break his desk, haha, bet you didn't see that one coming, As his mother looks over old pictures of him while blowing bubbles?
Fucking bubbles!
Does she always do this when she's nostalgic, or is she just high as a kite? I guess I would be too if my 10-year-old son was a middle-aged Robin Williams. Whenever I look over photos, I like to view them with confetti. Whimsy! Things don't go much better when he's approached by Peppermint Patty and Marcy here.
You can't be 10 if you shave and you have hairy arms and you're tall, really tall, and you're bigger.
I'm not a freak. You're a freak, Four Eyes.
He's 10. A whole 2 years older than us. See? Oh, sure. Like that explains it. Please.
You're kind of like Chuck, don't you, sir?
Quit calling me sir. Hey, how about a little help?
Really hammering in the subtlety there with the violin, aren't you, Coppola? Let me guess, we're supposed to feel sad? Hey, don't worry, if you didn't get it before, there's a Randy Newman song to explain it.
Sadness, it makes you feel bad. But at least both your parents weren't eaten alive by a rhino. That'd be funny.
Wait! I'm not touching that thing. It's been contaminated now that he's touched it.
Yeah, I ain't touching it. Oh, 5 weeks.
Cooties? Really? At age 10? You know, I think it's common knowledge that cooties are generally extracted after the age of 7. Everybody knows this. But the next day, they do find a way to use Jack to their advantage when the bullies come along.
Hey, Louis, you Lewiser. To 10.
Well, we got the new kid. What are you, crazy?
Take it on the course. I could whoop your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a high fist, or whatever we were trying to do there. They pick him for the game, and of course he does incredibly well. Yeah, do the Pee-wee seizure dance. Remember doing that when you were young?
I have a condition!
On top of that, some of the kids figure out they can use him to pose as the principal to get out of trouble with their parents. Or easier yet, Fran Drescher.
Oh, sweetie, the beef and brew only gave me 10 minutes off.
The hell does she have on? I'm sorry, who's the 10-year-old in the 40-year-old body?
So tell me, what happened to Principal McGee? I just talked to him on the phone.
As usual, Fran Drescher's voice sounds like a series of barn animals having asthma while smoking a box of menthols.
Really?
Rolling.
A roll?
Really?
Rolling along.
Really, really rolling along.
Wow.
What was that? Christopher Walken eating a cat?
Wow.
Wow! So Jack is happy that he calls his dad at work and lets him know about his great day.
Phone call for you, Brian.
Yeah, just okay.
What the hell does this guy do for a living? You'd think somehow this occupation would have worked its way earlier into the film.
I had to play basketball today. They picked me.
Okay, slow down, buddy, slow down.
Louis has dirty magazines under his bed. What are dirty magazines? I got to be...
Really? She's smiling at the fact that he wants dirty magazines? Oh, who am I kidding? The father's probably shooting a dirty magazine right now! It's probably for a section called The Farmer in Adele.
Miss Marquez ate one of my red gummy bears. And she said, way to go. You know, but not because of the red gummy bears, because of the way I play basketball.
Listen, son, I love to talk, but I got sluts on a carrot, whores on vegetables. This opportunity may strike that will not come again. I gotta be selfish sometimes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen, Dad, don't hug me anymore in front of the guys, okay? Yeah, you know, it's like you know, it's weird.
Not like pulling your shirt over your head while talking on the phone. That's cool.
Shooting an ad layout. Carrots. For the carrot board. Just giant carrots, yeah.
Oh, so it's an ad for carrots, huh? Yeah. I don't think carrots have this kind of marketing budget. Or at the very least, Playboy-style models. I mean, does advertising really go this slutty for something so mundane? I don't know. You tell me. Well, that last one was a little slutty. Okay, who cares? Back to the review. Jack gets invited to a sleepover with a bunch of the boys in a treehouse. Stuff knocked over.
So you bought that magazine?
Yeah.
What about Hustler? You get Hustler?
If you want it.
Cool.
Hey, check out this one. 4 whores on a carrot.
Swank?
That and, you know, all the grown-up stuff that only grown-ups can read.
So Jack is now the official porn boy, off to get naked pictures free for all the young kids to see. It's like an early version of the internet.
Check this out. Excuse me.
Think our moms look like that?
I did not just hear that.
Hey, Jack. You ever get a boner?
I did not just hear that! Okay, for Coppola, quick lesson on boys, seeing how you clearly never were one. Boys don't ask about this stuff, we just act like we know it and horribly make fun of the other dumb boys who actually ask about this stuff. And of course, boys looking at naked women is totally cool, but then when actual girls come around, ew, gross, cuties, ew!
Larissa, please, I want to see what it's like up there.
Can you guys hold on for 1 second? We just want to clean the place up a little bit, okay?
No girls allowed! Ho ho! I'm totally isolating you because you're different. Hypocrisy, thy name is Jack. Ho ho!
He brings his homeschool teacher up to the treehouse because, yeah, wouldn't that make you the cool kid? Sweater vests and ties are totally in.
Fellas, no, this is enough. Did you eat this yet?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to.
Yep. It's good.
Oh, come on, he's had worse. He's worked for Jell-O.
I love you, man.
This house is falling faster than my movie career. Mine too. Oh.
So, that entire scene was pointless, which leads to a nice bit of awkwardness when Jack asked Jennifer Lopez if he would go with him to the dance.
I was thinking that maybe if you didn't have anything to do, that you might want to go to the dance with me.
Jack, you don't want to go with me. I'm an old lady.
But that's why. I can't go with the girls my age because I look so much older than them.
I would call the cops, I won't lie. It's also a little confusing that in this world they throw a dance for kids when apparently at this age they're still tossing water balloons at girls. Unless you want a couple of Carries loose in your room, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Teachers and students don't go to dances together. Do you understand that?
Oh, and by the way, that dance they're talking about never happens, because coincidentally, just at the moment of this emotional assassination, Jack also finds he's going through more growth spurts, which causes him to fall down and go boom.
The physical signs of aging are going to occur more quickly. His body is working overtime.
After giving him a get well gift, his mother thinks it might be best for him to be taught at home again.
We're gonna go back to the way things were before you started school.
No.
Hey, remember all the fun we had?
No. No! No!
Dude, you're being offered not to go to school. Take advantage of it. So he runs away and goes to the nightclub that Drescher said she often hangs out at. And I'm not gonna lie, the next 20 minutes has no purpose whatsoever. He talks with a guy about relationships who looks like John Edwards, which, if you've been keeping up, you shouldn't be talking to guys about relationships who look like John Edwards. He tries to hit on Fran Drescher. She lets out a velociraptor voice.
Ah, what a nice surprise!
Nice surprise! He accidentally gets in a fight with Willem Dafoe, gets sent to jail, Drescher bails him out, and he stays away from public school. The hell was the point of all that? Yeah, let's try this again. Let's try, I think you should stay away from public school, and now he stays away from public school. All the bar, Drescher, Green Goblin, it's not needed. You could have cut this whole bar scene and you wouldn't have missed a thing. All you need to know is that he's sad, and leaving public school is enough to get him sad. This isn't Oliver Stone's The Doors. He doesn't need to go into a deep rock star depression.
Oh, give me another gallon of milk.
Don't you think you've had enough?
I'll tell you I've had enough. I think it's time to spank the monkey. Oh, Bobo, you used to be my childhood friend, but where are you now? Where are you now? You said you'd make everything easy for me, but you're not. You're not there. I'm so sorry, Bobby. Oh, why did I drink the 2%?
So he gets depressed and never goes outside to play with his friends. God, I haven't seen him this low since Popeye. But the kids keep asking, hoping one of these days he'll finally come out again.
Hey, Jack's mother? Mrs. Powell, can Jack come out and play?
He doesn't want to.
Hey, Jack's mother! Jack's mother! Can Jack come out and play?
We really missed the way he called us names and threw water balloons at us. Can we have more of that? Is this really appropriate music to play? I mean, it's not like he's coming out or feeling better. He's still crying like mad in his room. This really doesn't seem to fit. Do other crying scenes work as well with this music?
It's okay. You don't have to do anything. Remember how we were always saying what a pain you are? You're the world's worst dog. Don't believe it even for a minute. You know we couldn't find a better dog.
But through the magic of... honestly, I don't know. Jack finds the confidence to go back to school and be with his friends again. Just when his best friend is saying what he wants to be when he grows up. Gee, could it be like his best friend Jack?
I want to be just like my best friend when I grow up. He's like the perfect grown-up. Because on the inside, he's still just a kid. It's like he's looking at everything for the first time. He knows how to be a great friend. More than most people who look like adults.
Jack's back.
Jack's okay!
He's all right.
So I may not know what I want to be when I grow up. And right now I really don't care. I want to be like the giant. My best friend. Jack.
You know, it's at cliched, horribly written scenes like this that, I'm sorry, I really cannot believe Francis Ford Coppola, the Francis Ford Coppola, directed this. Maybe it needs a killing spree. I mean, you know, a baptism at the end of Godfather isn't particularly dramatic, but with a bunch of people being gunned down, it suddenly seems really heavy. Let's try it. Let's see if the scene works better with a killing spree.
I want to be just like my best friend when I grow up. He's like the perfect grown-up. Because on the inside, he's still just a kid. He's not afraid to learn things, or to try things, or to meet new people the way most grown-ups are. It's like he's looking at everything for the first time, because he is. So I may not know what I want to be when I grow up. And right now, I really don't care. I want to be like the giant. My best friend. Jack.
No, it still sucks, still sucks. Oh, it's still not funny! Oh, for God's sake, how often are they gonna skip around gigantic periods of time that we'd actually be interested in seeing? Peabody and Sherman stayed in time periods longer than this! What? No. Movie for Coppola. Okay, guy who transformed Brando into a frail old man. Half a can of white spray paint doesn't equal frail old man. That's not a person who's had years and years thrown on his life. That's a bad Halloween costume of Mark Twain. The only thing missing is a fake Gandalf beard. That really would have topped things off.
I'm cool.
And here's the biggest surprise of the movie. Robin Williams gives a big speech.
You know, as we come to the end of this phase of our life, we find ourselves trying to remember the good times.
You know, I'm convinced if you just take all the big dramatic Robin Williams speeches from all his movies and just put them all together, they basically just say the same thing. Let's try it.
Where am I going to be in 10 years?
Death is not the enemy, gentlemen. The idea of someone telling me I can't be with them, I can't see them every day.
I'm quirky, which is good. I fought things and I won. I'll be saying this in the next 5 movies I'm in. I'll apologize by doing more stand-up.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So he rides off with his friends, and that's it. Yeah, we don't know what happens after that. We don't know if he goes on or dies, or if he makes anything of his life, or it just sort of stops. Did you learn anything, audience? Any stuff that might help you if you ever turn into a 10-year-old trapped in a man's body? Well, I've learned something. I've learned that this is the best choice that Francis Ford Coppola has ever made since he said, hey, you know what my Dracula movie is missing? One of the guys from Bill and fucking Ted! I literally feel nothing coming out of this. If it focused on him getting older or even dying, or hell, how about just getting the details about the actual age right, then maybe something, but as is, there's a lot of other movies that do the little kid in the big body thing better. Like Big, Vice Versa, or Freaky Friday. Which one? Either of them! They're both better than this emotionally lacking experience. I mean, okay, sometimes it's a little gentle and sometimes it can have a nice scene, but it's very rare. And honestly, Jack is not really much of a defined character. And a lot of that is because they spend more time on pointless scenes and obvious humor. Williams, you know the drill. For Coppola, shame on you! This movie deserves what I like to call the traditional For Coppola treatment.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women.
I'm a nostalgia critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
Wow.